the lights, check all the closets and cupboards, look under all the beds, because you never can tell. There just might be a gremlin in your house.
How great is The Gremlins? It mixes comedy with elements of horror, and it's just so much fun. It managed to take a dope-ass premise and make it something special that I love. Not only is it a fantastic horror comedy, it's also a great Christmas movie. A perfect Christmas movie. Now this movie isn't perfect, it hasn't aged all that well and you could easily make a video mocking this movie. But as you guys might be able to tell, I don't like to do that. I like to look at these movies from the perspective of someone seeing it in theaters when it came out. I think this method is the reason I'm able to enjoy these movies all this time later. I first saw Gremlins when I was 6 and I haven't skipped a year since. I will take it to my grave that this movie is awesome, and let me give you a few reasons why. Premise. The idea of Gremlins is simple but very effective. Here's this cute rare species, don't feed it after midnight and don't get it wet or else it will turn into a tiny fucking demon. And these tiny demons aren't to be fucked with. They will kill you. I mean hell, they were used in the war just to fuck with us. These dudes fucking suck and that's what makes them so awesome. Gremlins are smart. They murder several people and make it look like a freak accident. They know that a one-on-one fight with a human isn't in their favor, so they work together to overpower us. They know humans are easily frightened by shit we don't understand, and they use that to their advantage. They also know how to set up traps and lure people in. They know how to use human weapons to their advantages. These fuckers know what they're doing. They also know that to wreak as much havoc as possible, they'll need to do it all in one night, cause, well, sunlight fucking melts them. This movie scared the absolute shit out of me as a child, and honestly that all has to do with execution. I said Gremlins has a good premise, but a good premise doesn't matter if you don't execute it well. Think about it. People often say the Star Wars prequels have unique and cool ideas, but that doesn't save the movies. The execution and god-awful writing causes movies to fall flat. And this could have easily been the case with Gremlins. You could have had another Attack of the Killer Tomato situation if this movie was done poorly. But it wasn't, because the director knows his shit. He knows what he's doing. Joe Dante and his crew managed to bring this idea to life in a way no one else could. He makes the Gremlins cute, then he makes them terrifying monsters, and then he makes them funny. And then he makes them terrifying again. These creatures can be corny and fun, but also serious and scary. Joe manages to create a healthy balance between funny and scary, and that's not easy to pull off. Every filmmaker's taking a risk trying to pull this off, and it usually falls flat on its face. And this film could have easily fallen on its weird, shriveled, drool-covered, stinky, bloody face, but it still manages to hold up to this day. There's not really much to critique this movie about, without sounding like an asshole. Yeah, some of the writing is weird, and the movie pushes the corny boundaries way past its limits at times. But besides that, it's pretty well executed. The film's pacing is good, it doesn't like to waste time. It gives us quick introductions to the characters we'll see throughout the film. We understand who they are, what they want, and what their goals are. It establishes a town and makes it feel real almost immediately. Every character feels unique. Take the dad for example. He's a traveling inventor who's trying to make it in the world, with his lackluster inventions. They don't need him to be an inventor. Most other filmmakers would have just had him be a traveling salesman or something. But they did, and they used this to their advantage. His inventions suck. They're oftentimes the butt of the joke. But they also can be used to murder gremlins, and that's so cool. Every character has their special trait that makes them feel unique, and when they die you actually feel something. Whether it's haha fuck you bitch or damn it they were cool. A movie that seems inspired by the Gremlins is The Dead Don't Die. And whilst I don't love that movie, it's still funny as hell sometimes. That movie actually borrows a lot of elements from Gremlins, and I don't just mean the small town and peril thing. They use similar gags, like the dopey police officers just watching as people get fucking murdered and still not understanding the situation, to the old men defending their homes from pesky vermin. The fact that this movie still has a cultural impact all these years later really shows how well it holds up. and how damn funny, scary, dark, and interesting this movie was, and still is. How is it a perfect Christmas movie? Well, that's a good question. Honestly, this time I really don't have an answer. This movie doesn't have any deep messages it's trying to present. It's very straightforward, and I think that's why it works so well. This is just a fun Christmas movie to watch with your loved ones. You can't have a bad time watching this movie. And for a sequel, well, I've never seen it, but if it's nearly as good as this movie, you'll bet I'll be talking about it next year. Yeah, I really just fucking did that.